Hello, ladies. Thank you for being here today. Hola, buenos dias. Okay, today I'm going to talk the logistics of perimenopause and what you can expect from the early stages to the later stages of perimenopause. If you want to know if you are in perimenopause, I have another video called WTF, what it is perimenopause, where it lists out 9 symptoms. And if you can relate to 3 or more of those symptoms, you're more than likely in perimenopause. You can have a regular cycle, ladies, and be in perimenopause. That's why I want to shoot you over to that other video. The WTF is perimenopause. Look at the symptoms, listen to that video. If you can identify with those, I also give plenty of resources in the description of places you can go to, one, find a practitioner to go and talk to and look at your options. And also another one is SimCore, which is the Center for Menstrual Cycles and Ovulation Research, where they provide a ton of perimenopause information. And that's where you could go for that video to find the symptoms and identify if you are in perimenopause. Today, I'm going to speak to the logistics of perimenopause, early, late perimenopause, and have an understanding of what is going on as you're shifting through perimenopause, because you are not going to experience the same symptoms all the way through. It's just as soon as you feel like you've got it down and you've adapted and you've adjusted to this new way of your body is reacting and going through things, it's going to shift again on you. So I encourage women to learn. The more that you learn about these hormonal fluctuations, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, the lifestyle changes that you can make, the things that you can introduce into your life during this time to make the symptoms, to help with the frequency, the intensity, and the duration of the symptoms that you have, you do have a lot of control over that. So I encourage you to watch some of these other videos to get yourself really educated, to find a very well-versed practitioner as well in menopause. I will link in the description box below resources where you can find a menopause certified practitioner to go and see for this period and moving forward for your options to help you feel your best during this time. But perimenopause can last anywhere on average between 2 and 10 years. The average woman goes through menopause around 51 years of age. Menopause is one day in time when you are 12 months to the day of your last cycle. And then we shift into postmenopause. So perimenopause is those years leading up to that one day in time. And during those years leading up to it, you are going to have a lot of hormonal fluctuations. Most people associate low estrogen with perimenopause and menopause, which it is. But actually in the early stages of perimenopause, we are high estrogen and low progesterone. When you are first going into perimenopause, we start to have more anovulatory cycles or longer ovulation periods or longer periods without ovulation. And we have to have ovulation in order to produce progesterone. And so in the beginning stages, you typically are actually high estrogen and low progesterone. And this can cause a flurry of symptoms in and of itself. I'll put these up here, what high estrogen and low progesterone symptoms look like. It throws you into what's called relative estrogen dominance, and that means the ratio of estrogen to progesterone. Ladies, you can also experience this earlier in life too. If you have a cycle, you can experience estrogen dominance. We have frank estrogen dominance, which means we are overproducing or we are not metabolizing estrogen correctly, and we have a whole bunch of excess estrogen in our system. And then we have relative estrogen dominance, which means estrogen levels may look normal on labs, but in relation to your progesterone levels, which are really low, they're not. So it throws you into estrogen dominance. And estrogen dominance can cause a flurry of symptoms as I have posted here. Water retention, bloating, constipation, just a lot of issues, fatigue, all that kind of stuff. So earlier in perimenopause, like I said, we're experiencing higher levels of estrogen, lower levels of progesterone, and this can affect your sleep and your mood and your energy levels, all of those kind of things, because your body is trying to adjust. It's used to having hormones are communicators. They float through the body, they attach to a receptor, and they tell that receptor a job, and then that job is done or performed in the body. So you start having this lack of communication, for better wording, when we start having a decline in a specific hormone. And that decline in communication is a desensitizing period in the body where it's trying to adjust or figure out, hey, I've been used to getting all this communication here and now I'm not getting any. What do I do? And so that's why you start having symptoms and, feeling differently and mood changes and energy swings and, all the things that accompany hormonal fluctuations. Hot flashes, night sweats, all that kind of stuff. And there is no black or white treatment for perimenopause. You may experience it one way, your girlfriend may experience it another, your mom may have experienced it a different way. Everybody is going to be different. And a lot of the factors that determine your frequency, intensity, duration of your symptoms, one, genetics does play a role in there, but two, it's your lifestyle factors. And it is shown that the more fat cells you have in your body, the more hot flashes, night sweats, the more symptoms you are going to experience, because the fat cells in and of themselves produce estrogen, which will contribute to more estrogen dominance in the system. And it just increases inflammation. And it's just kind of like this snowball effect. But that's not to say those that are super lean and healthy are not having any symptoms. Some may have symptoms. Some may have terrible hot flashes or night sweats. It's not a one size fits all by any means type thing. So just, I say that because in women, talking to other women about what's going on, just because one treatment worked for a friend, and if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean that, you're a failure or, this kind of stuff. You just need to keep being open and trying different things, because you will find your little system, your way of reducing your symptoms that you're having and improving your quality of life. But with that said, your symptoms are going to fluctuate and change just as the hormones are going to as well. In early menopause, you might experience one set of symptoms, and then just as you're getting the swing of it and you feel like you've adapted and you've got the system down to deal with them, it's going to change again. So that's why I encourage women to be educated and to be, as much of an advocate for yourself as you can going through this time, because the more you know, actually, the better you are going to do through this. You're going to recognize that, okay, things are starting to shift. I need to shift a little bit of what I'm doing or look to other options to help me get through this time, and being open to some of those options, whether it be menopause hormone therapy. Adaptogens are a great thing. I have a whole video on all the adaptogens for women with hormones and symptoms, and the ones to take according to your hormones and symptoms. You can find that in my playlist as well. Lifestyle factors that you're doing. Where are some things that you can improve on to help reduce the inflammation and help reduce the frequency, the intensity, and the duration of the symptoms? There are many different avenues that you can pull from or go down during this time to help yourself feel better. You don't have to stay stuck, and you don't have to just think this is the way it is. I'm just gonna, suffer through it. You should not be suffering through menopause at any point. You should still be vibrant, thriving, feeling good, enjoying life. But we're just, it's just a shift. We're just shifting with these hormonal fluctuations. And if you're being open and you're being flexible and pliable to these changes, you're going to have a much better experience going through perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause than somebody who is going to try and fight it the whole time. If you are younger than 45, I would encourage you to get blood work done just to make sure that there is no thyroid dysfunction or downregulation going on. Thyroid symptoms can present as perimenopause symptoms, and thyroid downregulation is a part of or a symptom that comes with perimenopause. So just to make sure that there isn't some underlying issues going on as well. Typically, late perimenopause is like the last 5 years leading up to menopause. And again, the average age for menopause is 51. So somewhere around 45, 46 to 50, 51 is where you're going to see a ramp up or intensity gain in your symptoms, composition changes, fatigue, hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal changes, brain fog, mood changes, energy changes, all of those types of things, joint pain. There's a whole list of things. I'll put those right here actually as well that you can experience with perimenopause. And this is not limited to, these are just some of the most common ones, but mouth pain, eye dryness, hair loss. There's so many things that can be associated with perimenopause due to the reduction of hormone communication, because estrogen touches almost every tissue in the body. So if you are getting less and less communication to that tissue, you are going to have a decline of function of that tissue or that organ or whatever it is that it's connecting to, and you're going to feel that. So this is where lifestyle symptoms or lifestyle factors are huge in controlling the intensity, the frequency, and the duration of the symptoms that you have. You need to lift heavy weights. You need to drink plenty of water, get good sleep, walk, get those activity levels up, move throughout the day. Do your best to manage stress. Look to take adaptogens. Eat whole foods, lots of fiber, lots of protein. There are several things that you can do to improve midlife and beyond and thrive during this period, not just survive. The negative connotation associated with menopause should not be there. That is a Western culture thing that has been brought on. If you look over in Asia, they regard this as a high period for women. This is a change for them. This is, a new birth of sorts for them where they get to thrive and live. And we need to change our mindset from the negative connotation associated with it here in the Western culture versus what they have, over there. This can be a very, very beautiful time for ladies. You do have to make some changes. And like I've said, the more you know, the better off you are going to do during this period. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you continue to do some digging and some learning into perimenopause and postmenopause. I hope you go out and find a certified practitioner to help you get through this time. Do your due diligence. Don't just settle or be dismissed in doctor's appointments. That is not going to help you. There are opportunities out there for you. There are resources out there for you. You just may have to dig a little bit to get them, but you can find them and you can thrive during this period. So thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.